Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, September 15th, and we've got just a fantastic weekend coming up. So if you do like to get out and camp or whatever, this will be a great weekend to do it. Again, with lots of sunshine, we'll see high temperatures at least in the low 80s for today, right on through Sunday, and then we may drop into the 70s for next week. But don't expect that we'll be done with the 80-degree temperatures for the seasons. We expect a lot of warm air around here over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We should average quite a bit above normal, so we'll certainly add up some growing degree days as well. If we look at the next slide, you can see some patchy ground fog across the area, so if you're out and about the highways this morning, do be careful for some locally quick changing driving conditions. And if we look at the temperatures around the area this morning, temperatures are quite warm in the 50s. Warm spot is Henderson at 60 degrees, and Newaygo, the cool spot, at 52. If we look at the winds, you can see why we're getting some fog out there with clear skies and nearly pretty much calm winds. That's allowing that dew point temperature to drop, temperature to drop down near the dew points, and that's creating again some of that fog out there this morning. On the satellite view this morning, you can see Jose still hanging around. He's been around for about a week and a half, 10 days now, and he'll continue to be a potential threat for the mid-Atlantic states, as it's expected to come up near. At the very least, they're going to have a lot of pretty big waves across the mid-Atlantic state, and the cone, the outer edge of the cone, does take it up where it could actually impact parts of the U.S., but the most likely bet is that it'll stay just offshore before it curls off to the northeast, and you can see lots of showers and thunderstorms well off to our west and northwest, and they'll continue to be pushed off that way as high pressure will continue to dominate our weather, keeping us quite fair over the weekend. We may see a breakdown in that high pressure as we get into Sunday afternoon, and that could lead to some low chances for showers and thunderstorms as we get into late Sunday into about Tuesday. You can see this morning some of the activity off to our west, and again, that's where it should pretty much remain. A lot of that will weaken over the morning. On the weather map this morning, again, high pressure will continue to dominate much of the eastern part of the country, as we see most of the activity will be across the Central Plains into the upper Midwest and upper Great Lakes. And for much of the MAC and LAC areas, we should see plenty of sunshine, again with maybe a chance for some showers as we get into Sunday. You can see some of these storms could actually be quite severe, of course, across portions of the Midwest, portions of Minnesota back into Iowa on Saturday. And then for Sunday, as that front gets a little bit closer, look for about a 20 or 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon and evening hours, and then we'll repeat that for Monday and Tuesday as well. How much precipitation do we expect? The GFS model this morning shows about anywhere from trace amounts to maybe up to about 3 or 4 tenths. Again, I think the most likely bet would be probably 1 to 2 tenths in areas that do get it, and it should be quite scattered in nature. If we look at the Canadian model over the next 72 hours, it keeps much of the area dry. And again, I think the best chance is going to be off into Wisconsin, Minnesota, the UP, and back into Iowa. As far as how warm it's going to be over the next 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook, looks like the odds are going to be quite a bit above normal for much of the eastern U.S. as that cold trough will dig and kind of hold firm out west. And that's been kind of the pattern that we've been somewhat stuck in here and across the east. So it's their turn to be cool while we have some really nice fall, late summer weather coming up. As far as precipitation, we might finally start to get a little bit of rainfall here, especially again as we get into next week. As far as weather watch this morning, just some fog advisories across the Midwest, and that's about it for right now. And as far as the forecast goes, again, a great weekend on tap with highs today in the upper 70s to low 80s, at least the low 80s for Saturday and Sunday, and maybe a few areas getting up into the mid 80s. And again, as we get into Sunday, we could see a slight chance of a few showers and thunder showers, and that'll extend into Monday and Tuesday as well. But most of the time, even those days, it will be dry and quite nice out. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.